Adding components, part 1. We can add components to our Revit model, and components can be things such as toilets and chairs and couches and file cabinets and all kinds of things. And we can do that by going up to our architecture tab and going over to component. We hit the down arrow and we say place a component. When we click on place a component, we will come in and it will have in our type, in our properties, what we want to place. It'll grab the last thing that I place. In this case, I have some shelving. I can hit the down arrow and I can choose things that are located currently in my drawing. So I can place some things in, and let's say we want to put in say a task chair. Let's go to our task chair. So I click on task chair, and now I'm moving it in, and notice when I go to place it in, Revit is measuring from the nearest elements. So it will come along and find things based on the nearest elements of where you want to put those task chairs in. Now I can just click it graphically and place that chair in. Now you'll notice that if I wanted the chair to be facing the desk, it's not facing the desk. I can't spin it around. In order to spin it around, we go up to rotate after placement. I check that on. I'll come over here and I'll line it up. I'll click. Now I have the ability to move this thing around, and I can say I want it to be, I'll just graphically go around and I'll place it right there. Now I'm able to place more of the items in if I like. So I'm going to place another one in here, and I'm going to spin it around, and there we go. So we got 2 chairs in the room at this point. So we can rotate it after we place it, but we might not have all the components we wish. To do so, I can go over to my modify, and well, before we do that, we're going to go over here and add another component. So we're going to place a component, and we don't find what we want here in our type. So therefore, I'm going to come over here to modify, and I'm going to load a family. And in the family, it brings me into US Imperial, and I can also go up 1 level if I want to go to metric. It'll show me all the folders, and let's say I want to go into furniture. Now I'll double click on furniture, and let's say I want a table, and I come down here and I can say I want a table round. There we go. I'll say open. It loads it into Revit's model. It goes into the type. You get a preview here. I'll come over here and I'll place the table in the corner of the office. Okay, and I'll hit escape to finish. So I can add as many in as those I want. When I go to component and place a component, you'll find now that that table is now listed in here with its various sizes. Let's add a shelf to our faculty office. I'm going to go up to component, place a component. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to find a shelving. There they are. And I'm going to say rotate after placement. I'm going to also say moves with nearby element. I'm going to check that on. That means it's going to be associated to the nearby elements such as the wall. And so I am going to place this shelving let's say right here, and then I'm going to rotate. Oop, I wanted to rotate placement. I'll rotate it. Alright, I'm going to get rid of this one here, and I'm going to just pick on this one, and I'm going to move it a little closer. So we'll move it down here. Alright, so when I select on this wall shelving, you'll see it moves with nearby element. And so now I'm going to grab onto this wall and I'm going to move it. And you notice the shelving moves with the wall. So it's good for like sinks and cabinetry in our kitchens and things like that, or toilets. So if we actually move the wall, our toilet wall, the toilet will go with it, not be standing out in the middle of the room.